And we're back with the MRC, the Gt3 World Series, and we're at Nurburgring GP with Lobby 2. And as you can see, the weather is absolutely chucking it down at the moment. We'll just make sure we are coming in live. I hope everyone's well this evening. Yeah, we're coming in live. And we're obviously joined in on practice, which for another 6 minutes or so. Do beg your pardon. As you can see there, we have some new guests this evening. We have Mark Schumacher in the Merc, who's making his first appearance in the GT3 series. Then we have the usual rabble. P. Gibb has made a return. Sanchez. And the others. See there, fast JMS swapping his tyres, so it's going to be a mixed bag of a race, I think. Today, 47 laps, endurance race. So we'll see how they go. Lots of lovely wet weather to see. He's only got 2 out. Oh, see, Matt gets it all wrong as well. Might want a bit of traction control on that car. P. Gibb. So again, we're just waiting at the moment. See, 10-minute qualifying as usual. And I'll see if I can find the list. There was a few incidents from last week, and your driver of the day, I decided to take 2, 1 for each race. So it was Dimpy Limpy for the first race and Infinity James for the second race. So congratulations to them 2 guys. Again, if you do want to vote for your driver of the day at the end of the race, please do. Just drop it in the comments below. And we'll get the table up for you. Go through. See where people are at. Just bear with me. So we have Sanchez still on top at the moment with 128. Second is Fat Pickles Bro with 117. Dimpy Limpy, Dimple Flop, 114 points in third. Infinity James, fourth with 102. P. Gibb, 75. And that's in fifth. Sixth is Crazy Mac, 68 points. S-Rom, seventh, 68 points. Centino, 67th. In 8th, J West, JCW, 51 points. And then Berserker Boy, which I don't think he's racing as much at the moment. We haven't seen him, but he's still stuck on 45 points. MacGyver on 38. Fast JMS, 34. And then that's it for at the moment. So obviously again, we've got Mark Schumacher in. So he's going to be hopefully scoring points as well, which is going to be great to see. Again, so 47 laps around the Nurburgring GP. And it looks like the wet weather is going to is forecasted for this race as well. Still missing 1 or 2. Oh, and also, I do apologise, we do have Serfarev making his first appearance as well, and I think he's driving the BMW. So we've got 2 new people in tonight. Obviously, I've raced against these lads. Fantastic racers. Very clean. So this is going to be an interesting race. Again, see who's got the tyre choices are going to be down to their own preference. Obviously, again, they are obviously with the wet weather. If it's above the first bar, then the mandatory tyres of the free dry tyres will be eradicated, as the weather is above that first bar. So it's going to be interesting, really interesting to see. C-Mac with a 3-second penalty. Mark Schumacher in a striking BWT livery on his Merc. And his... No, can't see Surfer Revs yet, but I think it's the same one he used in Infinity Series, which was on a Tuesday night. And we have MacGyver out the Scooby. And again, C-Mac making donuts. We have Schumacher, S-Rom, Fat Pickles. He's returned from his holiday. I hope he enjoyed it. Nice sunshine, and now he comes back to a wet race. So it won't be long now before we start the quali. And as I speak, we do. So who's going to set this qualifying off? 10 minutes around Nurburgring. And it's Mark Schumacher, looks like the first one out. Nope. Even though just showed him go past. We have Dimpy out in first at the moment. So at the moment it's a dry track. Followed by Infinity James, Fast JMS, Fat Pickles, S-Rom. Now P Gib. C-Max out. And there is Surfer. Great looking livery on that car. MacGyver's out. Sanchez also out. And there's just two waiting in the pits at the moment. Again, they just need to give, obviously, it's the outlap, so they need to give each other a little bit of space to get that fast lap in. See Fat Pickles trying to warm his tyres up. There's Fast in the Napa liveried Porsche. But it's Dimpy that's going to lead the way for the fastest lap. Then we have Infinity James, Fast GMS, S-Rom, Fat Pickles, C-Mac, Surfer, Mark Schumacher, Sanchez, P. Gibb, and MacGyver, and JCW still in the pits. Ooh, Dimpy just gets a little bit wide on the last corner there. Now he puts the hammer to the floor. Starts his first flying lap. And try and get a fast lap in on the softs before it rains. If it does in quali, as you can see, it's starting to rain a little bit. The track's damp. Infinity James, Fast GMS, also on the starting the fast laps. S-Rom, Fat Pickles, C-Mac, Surfer, Mark Schumacher, and we have Sanchez starting his fast lap. P. Gibb on his way around, and then MacGyver. Dimpy at the moment comes around the hairpin. Now up to the sweeping S curves. Again, we are missing one or two tonight. We are missing Centino. Obviously, I do hope his son is well, Centino. But at the moment, Dimpy's on a charge. Same as Infinity James. There's Fast JMS. Infinity James pulls to one side. Let's Fast JMS just get past. Final corner for Dimpy. And we'll see what his time is. Little bit of a slide there with the Bimmer. A 157.7. And we have... Oh, these two have swapped again. So now Infinity James up fast on a 158. Infinity James on a 2-minute one. S-Ron 58. Where's Fat Pickles? Fat Pickles puts it in pole at the moment on a 57.5. C-Mac, where's he put? Just go through as it moves around. C-Mac 158. Mark Schumacher 159. Surfer 159. Again, just getting that banker lap in for these guys. Infinity James, so he's going to go for another fast lap. P-Gib, 158.1. So the table's moving all the time. Oh, Surfer, what have you done? Very unlucky there. Gets the car corrected. There we have Mark Schumacher. MacGyver, 2 minutes. There's Fast in 7th at the moment. C-Mac 6, P-Gib 5th, S-Ron 4th. Sanchez up the 3rd on a 57. Dimpy 57. And Fat Pickles on a 57. So the top 3, as we go through, there's Fat Pickles gets a purple sector. All on a 57. All within striking distance of each other. Dimpy set another fastest lap of a 156.8. Is Fat Pickles going to retaliate and see if he can get a faster lap? He was purple. Oh, little slide. Has it cost him? No, it has a little bit. Very unlucky there for Fat Pickles. So he's took a bit of time off. Obviously that little slide cost him. So we have Fast JMS now up to 3rd. Sanchez 4th. S-Ron 5th. P-Gib 6th. C-Mac 7th. Infinity James 8th. Mark Schumacher 9th. 10th is Surfer. MacGyver's 11th. We'll go through again. Oh, Fat Pickles has got a half-second penalty there. Probably just ran it wide a little bit too much. But it's Dimpy out at the moment in the lead. Just keep going through. MacGyver, 158 point. Just bear with me, a 158.8. So he's moved up to 9th. Infinity James. Personal best sector so far. Can't even get that car further up the grid order for the race. Through the Schumacher S chicane. Final corner. S-Rom gets it all out of sorts. Infinity James still in 7th. We have P giving 6th. Sanchez 5th at the moment. Fastest up to 4th. S-Rom's moved up to 2nd. Fat Pickles. As we're coming into the last 2 minutes, or just under 2 minutes of the qualifying session. Safer. Let's put another fast lap in. 159.0. P Gib at 157.5. So again, they are putting the laps in now. But at the moment, it's provisional for Dimpy. Guyver's out in 9th at the moment. Can he improve? He doesn't improve. C-Mac. And as you can see, the rain is starting to come down now, right at the end of the qualifying lap. C-Mac with his hazards on. Again, it's not above the first bar, so the guys should be alright on the softs. Should get a bit of TC on them cars, it should be fine. There we go, P Gib 5th, personal best at the moment in that sector. He's behind Ev, Ev lets him go. As we're over the qualifying final lap now. There's Sanchez out in 6th. He's dropped down a little bit, but he's still in contention. Oh, bit of a slide. Infinity James, obviously he's done. C-Mark spins it. As the weather is starting to get worse now. So again, I think the guys have probably just called it now. Oh, P gives off as well. Fast JMS with a half-second penalty. But it does look like that Dimpy has clinched pole. But he's still going in the wet though. Has he backed out? It looks like he's backed out a little bit. Great to see the Z4 out on the track. Oh, he gets it all out of sorts coming off the exit. Again, these two, S-Rom and Fat Pickles, all done and dusted. And now we'll see. Just wait for everyone to cross the finish line. If anyone else needs to cross the finish line, I'll do that. Obviously there is a countdown marker as well. If they don't get over the line, it will just cut them off. There we go. So that was an interesting qualifying round. I'll just bet wrong one. So we have Dimpy first, S-Rom second, third is Fat Pickles, fourth is Fast JMS, 5th is Pete Gibb, Sanchez is 6th, Infinity James 7th, C-Mac 8th, MacGyver 9th, Surfer Rev 10th, Mark Schumacher 11th, JCW 12. And that is your lineup. And just guys just asking what type of, is the start going to be wet or dry? Let's see, it's going to be a dry start. So it's going to be interesting. See if that rain does turn up on time. Again, 47 laps around the Nurburgring GP. And it looks like the guys could be ready. And we are. Just get all the nonsense on as well. So I'm going to spectate. Quickly do that. Get it on. So Dimpy's out in first. Wiper's already going. Long pause before the lights come on. Revs, engine revs. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away they go. Dimpy gets a fantastic start. So does Fat Pickles. S-Rom drops it down to third. Fast JMS. Now this is the corner they're going to have to be brave on. C-Mac sends it right the way through. Runs it out wide. Everyone gets through pretty cleanly by the looks of it. Again, the race is not won in the first corner. And it does look like S-Rom is lagging. Hopefully it sorts itself out. There's P-Gib, moved up the third. But it's Dimpy out in front at the moment. There's Fat Pickles, P-Gib, S-Rom. Sanchez moved up a place. Fast JMS 6. MacGyver. Oh, a bit of dog banging there. C-Mac. Trying to find a way through. You've got Mark Schumacher there. There's Infinity James. Surfer, 11th. J West, 12th. He's on the back of Surfer. Infinity James has dropped down a few places, but I'm sure he's going to gain them back. Mark Schumacher now on the attack against MacGyver. And there we have Fast JMS on the back of Sanchez. But as you can see, the top 4 starting to pull away massively. S-Rom trying to have a look at P-Gib. P-Gib says no thank you, closes the door on him. But after the Dimpy gets a little bit sideways. Fat Pickles is going to get on top of him now. But it's Dimpy after the first lap of asking is still out in front. Fat Pickles second. P-Gib third. S-Rom fourth. Fast JMS has got past Sanchez. But Sanchez is coming back at him. Ooh, a little bit of contact, but nothing serious. In the braking zone, easily done. There's Mark Schumacher. There's 8th with MacGyver. C-Mac. J West. Infinity James. Surfer. So I think Infinity James has had a little bit of an incident. But again, these two guys know each other, so they're going to from here work together just to get back up the field. We will see. Dimpy still out in front though. Fat Pickles is there with him. Both on the soft tyres at the moment. I think everyone is on the softs. Oh, Sanchez is on the hards. I don't think he got the memo. But for being on the hards, I'll give him some credit. Being in 6th place on the hards, well done. Everyone else, again, on the soft tyre. But out in front is Dimpy. Oh, Oh, and Vintage James is now down to 12. Surfer, 11th. Again, this is his first race back from after the Infinity Series. Guyver's up to 10th. J West now battling with C-Mac. But there's Mark Schumacher now starting to chase down Sanchez. Fast JMS is 5th. S-Ron 4th. P-Gib 3rd. Fat Pickles 2nd. And then we have Dimpy out in 1st. Still getting chased down by Fat Pickles though. Again, these two guys obviously chasing for the championship lead with Sanchez. So it's going to be interesting to see. See two different lines going through that complex of turns. Past the Mercedes stand. There's P-Gib. There's S-Rom. Fast JMS. Out in 5th. Mark Schumacher. J West, 7th. C-Mac gets past. Sanchez obviously dropped down a few more places. Surfer up to 10th. Puts the move on MacGyver. Easily done. Out round the outside as well. Now he's chasing down these two guys. Up the inside. Can he get 2 for 1? Not quite. Sends it up J West. Now he's on side with Sanchez. Sanchez is just holding his line. Now Surfer gets the inside of him. 3 wide. Nearly. Now there's 4 in the group. Surfer trying to find a way around it, but Sanchez on them hard tyres, he's putting up a good fight. Let's jump on board with Surfer, see his point of view. Tries and oh, there's contact. Not what needed, but these incidents do happen. Obviously Sanchez is still out in front. Obviously J West has got past. There's MacGyver, and you can see in the background Infinite James now starting to climb up on these guys. That was just a bit unlucky there for Surfer and Sanchez, but it's easily done in that corner. As we move up the field, a few people spread out at the moment. There's P-Gib, still in 3rd. Fat Pickles, 2nd. Still stuck behind Dimpy, but not letting him get away too quick, easily. This is going to be fun to see. So this is a battle now for 1st and 2nd. Again, there is rain forecasted. When it turns up, no one will know. Just at the moment, I won't know myself because I can't see the weather map, as the game won't allow it. There we have P-Gib, S-Rom, Fast JMS, doing a good job so far in 5th. Out on his own. Can he make some ground up to S-Rom? S-Rom still lagging a little bit, as you can see on the corners. Mark Schumacher in 6th. C-Mac 7th. Similar amount of tyre wear as well for these guys. J West 8th. MacGyver 9th. Infinity James 10th. Sanchez down to 11th. And then we have Surfer. Oh dear, what's happened to Surfer? Again, I do apologise because I can't replay anything back with it being live. MacGyver's come in the pits. Let's move through the field again. All the way through. S-Rom caught up to the back end of P-Gib. Dimpy still out in 1st. Fat Pickles second. Just move down the field again. All the way down. There's Infinity James. There's Surfer Rev. Also, Sanchez is coming to the pits. And I think MacGyver's gone for the wet tyre. Could be early, bit too early. Might not be. Does he know something that we don't? Sanchez, he's come out on the wets as well. So the rain must be planned at some point. And there's the wiper going. The wipers are on. And the rain is starting to come down. But is it enough rain to warrant the wet tyres? Or is it just going to be a drop? We shall see. So we're on lap 5 of 47. Again, a few people spaced out. But again, it's early stages of the race. Pit stops will come into play, and obviously the weather. And now the top 4 have come in. The top 5 have come in now. And Mark Schumacher's come in as well. They're going to change the tyres. It's going to be interesting to see. And C-Mac, they're all coming in now. It's going to be interesting to see who picks which tyre, intermediate or the wet. So we will keep an eye. They're all in now pretty much. The only 2 who won't be in is... Oh, Surfer's still out though. Oh, Surfer's come in now. And then we have MacGyver and Sanchez. Sanchez literally all over the back of MacGyver. Puts it one way, puts it another. Can he get the move done on MacGyver? He does. Move done, dusted. Moves up a place. But where do these guys come out? As we see, I think everyone else has come out in front of him actually. So Fat Pickles has got ahead. He has literally got ahead of Dimpy. He's got the intermediate on. Dimpy's got the wets on. Both full tank. B Gib, he's full wets. S-Rom wets. Fast JMS wets. Mark Schumacher on the wets. C-Mac on the wets. J West on the wets. Infinity James on the intermediates. At the moment, it could be the right tyre choice. We never know. And then we have Surfer out on the wets. Sanchez, obviously, he's lost a bit of tyre wear. Same as MacGyver because it went in a lap early. Try to get the jump on the others. It's worth the risk though if you want to take it, to try and get the jump on them. If you know if where the wet weather's going to come in. But now it's Fat Pickles coming under fire from Dimpy. Dimpy gets a little bit of a slide on. This is a great battle to see for first place. Dimpy tries and sends it up the inside. Has a little look, pulls it back underneath. Gets a bit more power than Fat Pickles there on the exit. See, Fat Pickles not on traction control. Dimpy is. There's P Gib. There's S-Rom. Dimpy now side by side. Plenty of room between these guys. Can Dimpy get it braked in time? A little bit of a slide. Is Fat Pickles going to make the cutback? Not quite, he doesn't make it. But Dimpy gets back out in front. So Fat Pickles has got to do it all over again. Just hope he's not getting too wet in that car without any roof on. There's P Gib. And we have S-Rom running massively wide on that corner, but again, that corner you take as you wish, sorry. There's Fast JMS still out in 5th. Then we have Mark Schumacher, C-Mac behind. Just holding steady at the moment. Will the weather get worse, or will it start to dry up? J West in 8th, Vinny James 9th. Starting to climb up the back end of J West. Then we have Sanchez, Surfer, MacGyver. Another great battle going on. See how this goes now. Again, the back of the field. Sometimes you do get a great battle there. See Sanchez, Surfer, and then MacGyver. MacGyver's on the traction control, same as Surfer. Sanchez is choosing not to use it. But he's leading this trio of cars at the back of the grid, the pack. And he's starting to pull away a bit off Surfer, actually. The gap's 1.3 at the moment. There's Infinity James. Gap between him and J West is 1.8. C-Mac starting to close up on Mark Schumacher now for 6th and 7th. Fast JMS. Let's jump on board with Fast. As we go around the first corner, the tightest hairpin. You can see the rain bouncing off the windscreen. Just correcting it. Keeps it in first gear. Just to keep the rotation and the grip. Feathers the throttle round. Oh, a little bit of a slide. Next is obviously after the Mercedes complex, we come into this S-bend, a little bit of a straight, then into the right. Keeps it at first, now back up to second. As you can see, that weather now. The spray coming off the back end of the car. Keeps it going though, it's keeping it going forward. Through the S-bend, comes off the throttle slightly, just to get the rotation, get the grip. Just trying not to keep on too much on the racing line. Being off the racing line actually does help with more grip, as it's not greasy. Oh, a little bit more there, coming off the exit. Fat Pickles, 157.2 for the fastest lap so far. And what's happened to Fat Pickles actually, because he's down to 4th. Has he had a bit of an incident? I do apologise. Oh, and Duncan, the fast JMS has slid it. Oh, he's lost a couple of places as well. Gets it back going though. Again, unlucky for fast JMS. Obviously, the weather is claiming its victims at the moment. Again, I do apologise if I do miss the odd incident. S-Rob now fighting with P-Gib. Where's Dimpy? Dimpy, 8.9 seconds ahead. Dropped down a little bit there. Again, obviously going through corners and stuff. Just see the back end of his car from P-Gib's point of view. P-Gib, again. Holding out in second place. S-Rom's third. There's Fat Pickles. You can tell by lap 8 he's had a bit of an incident as he uses the wider part of the track, trying to get more grip. Mark Schumacher, keeping C-Mac at bay. Oh, C-Mac nearly gets it all out of sorts. This is turning into a little bit of fun. Guys trying to control the cars. Don't put the power down too early. Get it straight. Mark Schumacher still holding 5th place though. There's Fast JMS ahead of J West and Infinity James. Sanchez out in 10th at the moment. Surfer Ev 11th. And then MacGyver's down in 12th. But back to the top. Dimpy pulling that lead again. He's just been a little bit careful coming through that chicane. It can catch you out, even on a dry track. Battles here at the moment with P. Gibb and S-Rom. S-Rom tries and sends it in the inside. P. Gibb's gone for the outside to get the mechanical grip and better grip with the tyres. Still gets it in, keeps it in second though. S-Rom trying again. But will P. Gibb get the cut back? Oh, S-Rom gets it all wrong slightly. P. Gibb keeps his second place and pulls a little bit of gap away. So we've still got 37 laps left of this race. Again, this battle for second and third still rages on though. 4th on the wet tyres. P. Gibb's got a little bit more fuel than S-Rom. Again, that doesn't matter at the moment. What matters is just keeping that car on track, keeping them going. Not to do anything stupid or anything. Trying to make no incidents. There's Fat Pickles, still out in 4th. Mark Schumacher in 5th. C-Mac is 6th. Fast JMS in 7th. After that little spin of his. J West 8th. Infinity James 9th. And then we have Sanchez in 10th. Again, it could have been that obviously he went in a lap early, and the fact he was on hard tyres. Obviously, it's easy not to know some of the rules, or if you're new to MRC. But again, keeping it in 10th place at the moment. He may make some time up throughout the later stages of the race. Then we have Surfer in 11th, and then MacGyver still running in 12th. See Fast JMS just slowly being caught up by J West, but Infinity James is there. He's in the final corner. And you see 3 cars near enough closing up now. Just got to be careful of the braking point on this turn, the first corner. It will catch her out because it's going downhill, and a sharp right-hander. JMS still holding it out in 7th, defending his position. There's Infinity James as well, in between. Stuck, no, sorry, not in between. Behind these two. Runs it really out wide as well, try and get more traction. JWS thinks about it. Fast JMS closes the door. It's great defending by Fast JMS. Can he back J West up a little bit more to allow Infinity James to come close to him? And J West is going to have to do something and try and either attack or defend. Can't do both. Fast JMS still there in 7th. Ooh, a little bit of a slide. He still has the inside. JWest tries to get a switch back. We're going to go right again. Oh, a bit of contact. Side by side. Fast JMS has got the inside though. Oh, a bit more contact. And that's allowed Infinity James now, obviously these two battling in front of him, to catch up. As we move through the field again, as these guys are racing, C-Mac on the back of Fat Pickles. He's dropped down another place. It does look like that Suzuki Swift might struggle in the corners. Obviously with the wet weather, the downforce on the front of that car's not the greatest, but Fat Pickles is doing a stellar job in it. C-Mac trying to find a way through, but Fat Pickles knows everything. He'll defend it like something he's used to. C-Mac's trying to go side by side with him. Again, Fat Pickles lets him go a little bit. Can he get the switch back? Goes round the out, and he tries and C-Mac gets it sideways nearly. Does look like C-Mac is struggling a little bit on them wet tyres. But he gets ahead of Fat Pickles. Ooh, nearly back-ended him. But up in fourth is Mark Schumacher. S-Rom still in third. P-Gib second. And then Dimpy. Jesus, that is a bloody big gap of 16.4 seconds. Dimpy massively on a charge in first. It's just a shame that Fat Pickles wasn't there trying to battle him still. There's P-Gib though. Oh, slidey on the exit. S-Rom still there with him. Mark Schumacher holding out in fourth. So doing a stellar job so far in the Gt3 series. And C-Mac obviously starting to pull away from Fat Pickles. Fast JMS 7th. Infinity James has got past JWest somehow. But now JWest is under fire from Sanchez. Sanchez just pulls it a little bit tighter on the exit. He's not quite close enough to make an attack or a move. Gets it in tighter on that corner as well. But can he get the switch back and get it tighter on that? Not quite. Just let it run wide a little bit. Just trying to find the extra grip. You see, just a bit of a slide. It's been great racing by these guys so far. Move up. There's Infinity James. Fast JMS. So these guys, JWest and Sanchez, again, still all in a line. Just drop down a little bit. There's Surfer Rev in 11th. Again, he's doing well. He's coming back. MacGyver's in 12th. Staying on the back of Surfer Rev. But it's Dimpy at the moment. Pulling that lead further and further apart. And then P-Gib still battling with S-Rom for second and third. And then Mark Schumacher doing a stellar job at the moment in fourth. C-Mac's there as well, starting to close up on Mark Schumacher. Yellow flag out. And it's P-Gib. He spun it. It's very unlucky there, P-Gib. So now S-Rom has got second place. Can he do anything about that gap that's nearly 20 seconds? That is a massive gap. There's P. Gibb, 7.5 seconds now behind S-Rom. Mark Schumacher now coming under fire from C-Mac. Again, Mark Schumacher's going to defend. Runs it wide just to get that grip. Again, it's all swapping and changing at the moment. Fast JMS in 6th. Fat Pickles down to 7th. Infinity James 8th. Coming under fire from Sanchez. And Sanchez has got past J West. See these four in a group. Sanchez trying to defend it from J West. Just sets the car up just slightly off racing line. And we move back forward. Again, it's still absolutely chucking it down. It does look like it's dropped off a little bit, but it's still early days. Well, Sanchez runs it a little bit wide, but again, running it wide at the moment is absolutely fine. Just means you can get that little bit extra grip. As the racing line will be greasy. And obviously Sanchez now on the move against Infinity James. Ooh, thinks twice, a little bit late, but collects it. There's Infinity James, there's Fat Pickles. So these four cars for 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. There's Surfer, not too far behind. Potentially these could catch up and make it a 6-way battle. There's MacGyver in 12th. J West just dropping off the back of these guys now. But it's still Sanchez on the back of Infinity James. Nearly halfway. 2 more laps and then... Well, no, sorry, I do apologise. We won't be halfway. I think we're just over halfway. But who cares? These guys battling again. This is what we want to see. Battles. Forget the points, forget the positions, just have a good, clean battle. Sanchez all the way around the outside. Can he get 2 for 1? He does. Fantastic move by there from Sanchez, but Fast Pickles is coming back at him. Infinity James is also there. But Sanchez holds the lead. Fat Pickles trying to find a way. Is he going to go around the outside of Sanchez? Now he gets a cut back. Fat Pickles, side by side with Sanchez. Coming down to the hairpin. Again, just trying to find that right grip line. There's Infinity James. Tremendous battle. Just move up quickly. See how everyone else get on. Again, Mark Schumacher doing a stellar job in 4th, holding off C-Mac. As you can see, that Merc doing its job. P. Gibb in 3rd after his little incident. Again, ooh, nearly does it again. S-Rom not making any headway on Dimpy. Dimpy's pulling that gap out even further. There is Dimpy, holding his own. S-Rom 2nd, P. Gibb 3rd, 4th is Mark Schumacher, 5th is C-Mac. Fast JMS is running 6th, out on his own just a little bit. Then we have Sanchez, who's managed to get away from Fat Pickles, Infinity and J West. This battle is really intense now for midfield. There's MacGyver. What's happened to Ev? Oh, Ev's dropped down to 12. Has he had a bit of an incident? Unlucky if he has. There's Dimpy. Still out in first. S-Rom second. Again, these top three so far apart at the moment. And then we've got a gap between P. Gibb and Mark Schumacher, but Mark Schumacher still coming under fire from C-Mac. But again, just keeping him at bay. Fast JMS is 6. Sanchez, 7th. Starting to catch up to Fast JMS by the looks of it. Finding the opposite line to get round. But this is the battle for 8th, 9th, 10th, and maybe 12th, 11th, sorry. Infinity James defending well against Jay West. Oh, there's an incident. That's between Fat Pickles and I think Jay West was involved. Just caught the back end of that. So that's very unlucky. So now Fat Pickles is down to 11th. Obviously he carried a bit of damage as well. Now to promote MacGyver to 9th. There's Infinity James 8th. Again, it was a good battle while it lasted. Sanchez 7th. Starting to close down on Fast JMS. And then we have this battle still carrying on. Mark Schumacher in 4th. C-Mac in 5th, but his fuel lights on. Again, C-Mac obviously getting the dirty air as well off Mark Schumacher's car. So it's going to be really slippy slidey for him. Mark Schumacher's got a bit more fuel than him. Again, we'll see how these two go. C-Mac's going to have to come in for fuel. How are the other guys' fuel getting on? S-Rom's going to come in for fuel. So is Dimpy. The tyres are a little bit worn, but obviously the wets, they're fine. Again, S-Rom's still lagging that little bit. He's got to be careful of that. If any other cars around, he could cause damage. Runs it a little and he gets it out of sorts. Tries to fight it way to the pit lane. Dimpy's in. S-Rom's in. P. Gibb. Can he get the jump? He's staying out for an extra lap, maybe 2, 3, I don't know. Because he's got quite a bit of fuel. If he fuel saves as well. Dimpy, he's filling up to the top. But now P. Gibb is up the first. There's Dimpy. Oh, he's got a 3-second penalty, Dimpy. He's crossed the line somewhere. Again, obviously with the wet weather, sometimes you can't see that white line for the pit lane. I don't think it's going to hamper him too much. There's P. Gibb out in front. There's Mark Schumacher, fuel light on. Fast JMS up now at 4th. Sanchez right behind him. Sanchez goes round the outside. Can he get the job done? Not quite. There's Infinity James in 6th at the moment. S-Ron down to 7th. He's gone on to the intermediates. J West up to 8th. Surfer up to 9th. Fat Pickles 10th. C-Mac. Again, he's also gone on to the intermediates. Don't think he's put enough fuel in the car, but we'll see. MacGyver also on the intermediates. P. Gibb still out in first at the moment. There's Dimpy. He's going to take that penalty now. So the penalty's going to come into force. So he's going to lose another 3, maybe 4 seconds possibly, obviously, to slow down, take it, get rid of it as quick as you can. Now put the power back down. There's Mark Schumacher. Fuel lights on though. But he's made progress, that's the thing. There's Sanchez in 4th. Fuel light on as well. Also Fast JMS. Infinity James. Obviously S-Rom. Been in. J West, his fuel lights on. Surfer, maybe 1 or 2 more laps. Same as Fat Pickles. C-Mac. Obviously some of the guys are staying on wets. Some of them are choosing to stay on gone on to the intermediate. But again, this is down to the pit strategies they use. And then MacGyver at 12. J West in the pits, Mark Schumacher in the pits, Sanchez in the pits. Where it's Pete Gibb at the moment, still out in first. 7.5 seconds away from Dimpy. But can Dimpy make that comeback? That's the thing. Fast JMS, 3rd. Again, obviously these guys are just going to go on the pit stops. And then we'll see how it goes from there. There's Infinity James closing up on the back of Fast JMS. As we're coming up to lap 20. Where's P. Gibb? There's P. Gibb. There's Dimpy. Dimpy's still on the wets, so is P. Gibb, but P. Gibb's going to have to come in the pits now. Is he going to swap his tyres over as well? Is there more rain on the way? Who knows? Infinity James and Fast JMS now battling for 3rd and 4th. Again, fuel lights are on though. Infinity James gets past Fast JMS. They're not going to battle. Again, both on different tyres, but as the track's starting to dry out a little bit now, that could be the end of the rain, but you never know. We will see. See, everyone's going to start coming in the pits now. They do. Infinity James is in. Fast JMS is in. P. Gibbs come in. There's Fat Pickles. He's up to 6. Oh, he's going to have to, may come in. He may not. He might stick it out for another lap. He does. He's going to get the jump on the top 5. Well, sorry, 5th, 4th, and 3rd for 1 lap. Then we have the rest of the guys coming in. Sanchez, obviously he's going to stay out. And then we have MacGyver out. Mark Schumacher out. J West is out. And now Dimpy's back up to 1st. S-Rom 2nd. Fat Pickles back into 3rd. Can he get that gap down to S-Rom, even though he's got a pit stop to make as well? This is going to be very interesting to see. Sorry about that little crack of a can, guys. Just getting a bit thirsty. C-Mac 4th. There's P. Gibb. Not too far behind C-Mac. Both on intermediate tyres as well. There's the wipers going again. Wipers are back on. Let's see if anyone else is. Could just be C-Max. Fat Pickles hasn't got his wipers on. S-Rom. No. And then Dimpy. Ooh, gets a little bit. Ooh. Squeaky bum time there for Dimpy. But controls it well. Again, he's on the wet tyres, so he will start to lose a little bit of grip. As you can see, he's trying to cool his tyres down. He may come in for another pit. Just get rid of them wets. I mean, if you're really, really brave, you can actually go to softs, but you're going to have to be very careful on that dry line, not to touch any of the wet parts or the curbs. You could just hold it out for a few more laps, just to let it dry out. Fat Pickles in the pits. C-Mac moves up the third temporarily. There's P-Gib. Lap 21. We're on. I'm asking now. So go through. Fat Pickles there. Changes his tyres. We'll see what he comes out on. Infinity James. Mark Schumacher on the reins. Coming back down again. The rain has started to come back down. So this is going to make it more interesting with the guys on intermediates. Ooh, a little bit close there. Infinity James got it right. Runs it round the outside. So now you have Sanchez, MacGyver, Infinity James and Mark Schumacher all starting to bunch up. Sanchez runs it wide. But we'll see. Again, any incidents will be reported to the stewards. There's Infinity James now putting the move on Sanchez. Sanchez on the wet, but they are degraded. Intermediates for Infinity James are a lot fresher. So this is looking good for everyone at the moment. Again, the pit strategies are going to come in play. That's the main thing. That's how this race will probably be won, is through the pit strategy. Sanchez now. Mark Schumacher starting to climb up the back of Sanchez. Gets up the inside of him. Sanchez tyres are starting to wear out a lot more. Schumacher side by side again. Gets inside though. But can Sanchez come back at him? Great overtake, clean as well by these two guys. Sanchez tries and goes around the outside just to put his nose there. Doesn't quite do it. Then we'll go back through the list. There's MacGyver in 5th. P-Gib 4th. C-Max now up the 3rd at the moment. S-Rom closing the gap down on Dimpy. Obviously different tyre choices, so the intermediates will be working on the better. S-Rom again, just getting the back end out. There's Dimpy. Obviously the tyres are starting to degrade. But he may come in the pits. We never know. There's C-Mac. 3rd at the moment. P-Gib not too far behind, and then there's a gap between P-Gib and MacGyver. You see P-Gib just in the foreground there. There's Mark Schumacher chasing down MacGyver. Sanchez, Infinity James, J West, Fat Pickles. Oh, and Fat Pickles again spins it. Again, just got the back end of it. Just not having a good race at the moment. Here comes Dimpy. And Surfer Ev's done it as well. There must be oil on the track at that corner. Ev gets it going as well. Fast JMS up to 11th. So that's a turn of events. Dimpy's still out in front though. S-Rom second. Obviously he's got Fat Pickles behind him. Gets past him. C-Mac third. Again, squirming the car. P-Gib fourth. And then we have MacGyver fifth. Mark Schumacher sixth. Finty James in 7th. Sanchez 8th. Jay West 9th. Fat Pickles 10th. Surfer Rev 11th. And there's Fast JMS going for a spin. He's on the soft tyres as well. Gets a bit of grass in there. Oh, that's very unlucky for Fast JMS. Maybe in a bit too early for the old soft tyre there. But again, it's down to the driver and team decision what they want to do. Dimpy still out in first. S-Rom 2nd. There's C-Mac. Getting past Surfer. There's P-Gib. So the top 4 all separate at the moment. Big gap again between 4th and 5th. Mark Schumacher 6th. I can hear Infinity James, there he is, not too far behind. There's Sanchez just in the background. Jay West. Fat Pickles is somewhere. I think, has he done it again? I can't see. He has. He's on the soft tyre, that's why. So he's got more damage. So the blue flags are out for him. He's going to have to yield. Obviously MacGyver's there. There's Fast JMS in 12th at the moment. Sanchez is coming to the pits. Dimpy still out in first. S-Rom second. There's C-Mac. Again, the track's starting to dry up, so now C-Mac trying to cool his tyres down now. But it's a little bit too early still for the softs. I do understand why some people went on the softs early. Are they going to persevere? You never know. P-Gib chasing down C-Mac now. While we're at it, guys, if you do like this commentary and the racing, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It is much appreciated. Again, I know we've lost a few people this evening, obviously commitments and that, unexpected emergencies. Oh, the race is still on, and hopefully they'll be back for next week. We do have another 2 lobbies. We have lobby 1, which is covered by Golden Brownie Racing, and then we have lobby 3 covered by sometimes myself if needed, but it's mainly the Crazy Brit who covers that one. Now you can see C-Mac still trying to cool them tyres down, but he's got fuel light on as well. P-Gib, plenty of fuel, nothing to worry about with him. There we have MacGyver. Mark Schumacher, again, another one trying to cool his tyres down. With Infinity James. There's Jay West. Sanchez. Surfer. Fat Pickles. And then Fast JMS. But it's Dimpy. Obviously, the gap's closed down at the moment. Dimpy just holding out at the moment. Just to get the use out with them tyres. Still a bit wet out there. Absolutely fantastic racer. Obviously with the GT3 coming up shortly, after I think it's after this season of the Gt3 World Series, Dimpy does move up to the top league. Esrom not too far behind him now in second. But again, you can see the lag. He's going to have to be careful. The car squirms under braking as well. Where's Dimpy? Dimpy's come in the pits. He's had enough of them tyres. So that's Esrom in the front, in the lead. C-Mac now under fire from P. Gibb for third and fourth. P. Gibb, different line. But C-Mac's going to come in the pit lane. So P. Gibb moves back up the third. And we have Dimpy obviously still in the pits. We'll see what tyres he comes out on. C-Mac's in the pits as well. P. Gibb moves up to second. But he's got a massive gap to fill between him and Esrom. 26 seconds, nearly 27. Where's Dimpy? He's come out on the medium tyres. Oh, he forgets to brake. We all do it. We all do it. And also, I think Mark Schumacher as well, a little bit. I did catch the back end of that one as well. But he's in fifth. Guyver's up to fourth at the moment. Infinity James, sixth. So the track is starting to dry out now. I think the rain has passed. So it's just a matter of... Oh, C-Mac's got it wrong. There's Sanchez. He's out on the softs. She's just going to have to keep it on the dry stuff. And he does. It's this corner that will catch her out if you can't see the braking line. Sanchez just gets it on the wet stuff a little bit, but saves it. Fat Pickles, Ev, both on the soft tyres as well. Same as Fast JMS. And we have Esrom in the pits. Obviously, Dimpy's down to third at the moment with P. Gibb second, but that'll move. And then we have C-Mac again. Jay West in seventh. Obviously, his tyres degraded badly. There's Infinity James. And the rest of the lads might just start getting onto the softs or whatever they need. There's Dimpy. Back in first. No, he's in second. There's Esrom. Dimpy just gets it on the wet stuff. Obviously trying to avoid Esrom there. Esrom didn't know what he was going to do, I don't think. Obviously braking a little bit. Again, the lag. Just got to be careful of. Guyver's up third. There's Mark Schumacher. Oh, MacGyver runs it massively wide. That's allowed Mark Schumacher to push up the third. So now MacGyver is coming under fire from Infinity James. Infinity James just trying to cool his tyres down as well. Garver's going to need to come in the pits. His fuel lights on. Obviously, degradation of tyres. Vintage James. I'll try and go around the outside. Has a little peek. Tucks it back in. Gets the job done on MacGyver. Easy prey. There's Mark Schumacher. S-Rom. Dimpy. These two both on mediums. Obviously, Dimpy's warning a little bit better, so he'll get a bit more grip off him. So again, different strategies for these guys as well, which is really interesting to see. Actually, you know, not two of the same people have the same strategy, so it's going to be good, as it has been throughout from the start of the season until now. I think we're about halfway through the season. MacGyver coming in the pits as well. I'm just going to leave you guys on Dimpy. I need to make a pit stop on my own. I do apologise. I won't be long.